begin with the big story this weekend. Newly elected Mayor Dada Morero of the ANC has officially been sworn in. He was elected after DA Mayor Mpho Phalatse was removed through a motion of no confidence. A last-ditch illegal bid couldn't even save her from getting the boot. Morero has already vowed to improve service delivery and mitigate rolling blackouts. Let's get the very latest from senior reporter Aviwe Mtila, who's been following the story. Very good morning to you, Aviwe Mtila. And so he says in his acceptance speech that he will be addressing issues of power cuts and, of course, basic service delivery. And then on the other hand, the DA saying that they are not going to be taking this without a fight. What is the very latest as he takes on that mayoral chain?
Morning, colleague. We've also heard that the incoming mayor will be unraveling some of the shenanigans, he says, that have happened under the DA's leadership. That was, of course, under Mpho Phalatse. But, of course, we saw oaths been taken, right hands raised, and it was the official swearing in of Dada Morero as the incoming mayor of Johannesburg. Another blow to the Democratic Alliance, given that just 3 days ago, the Speaker of Council was voted in, where the PA actually voted with the opposition parties to ensure that Cope's Colleen Makubela was seated as the Speaker. In fact, she joins me now just to get some more details on this. Thank you for joining us at eNCA. But what's very certain about the Council of Johannesburg is that it's very unsteady at this moment.
Thank you so much. And I would beg to differ. I think we are on the way to steadying it. We now have a Speaker and we now have an executive mayor. So that means there is stability, at least at the top. And in the next week, the executive mayor will be announcing his cabinet, the MMCs. And as soon as they announce they are sworn in, we're ready to hit the ground running. So we are hoping not only for stability, we are hoping for work to be done, for service delivery to start to be prioritized. The mayor has outlined some of his priorities high level. Once the MMCs are on board, they'll all pick up according to their portfolios, go and hash out the detailed plan with their officials, and then get to work. Our role in the legislature now is to ensure that they deliver on those things that they have promised, and we'll make sure that if they don't deliver, we're going to have another round of this. This is not instability. This is ensuring that the people of Johannesburg are serviced. This is ensuring that we have the right leaders in place that are able to do their job intelligently, independently, and also in consultation with the municipal council as per the law.
I was about to go into that because we've been promised by the mayor that this coalition will last at least for another 4 years. But reality is, it is a coalition government, and we saw the PA jump to vote, for example, when you were seated for the opposition parties. Now we also saw them vote together with the EFF to show that the mayor is in. We don't know how do we have certainty in terms of how long this governance will be for?
I don't have a doubt that it will last. I think what we need to be focusing on is what caused the PA to jump where they were, what caused us to jump where we were. I know that at some point the ANC as a government had a government of local unity here in the city of Johannesburg. COPE was a part of that. It never had issues. You never had things like this where people are jumping up and down and voting differently, because there was values that held us together, not just economic dependence or interdependence, not just for positions. It was values of service delivery. There was respect. There was honor amongst parties, whether it's a one-seat party or a 20-seat party. They worked together as a team. There was no one who was calling the shots somewhere in a boardroom called a task team or technical team, where you find Cornel Mulder with 2 seats in council, who's the chair of that task team, and Ellen Zille and other people attending there, telling councillors what to do, how to vote illegally, unlawfully, and unconstitutionally so. This coalition is going to have its own board here. All the parties will sit down together, consult on what to do, and not just all the parties then in coalition. Even those outside, councillors are appointed by law to take decisions on behalf of council, not a coalition. Our role is to lead, to facilitate service delivery, and sit together, debate issues until we reach consensus on which direction we are going. We don't want that to come from some boardroom somewhere where we don't know what is their interest. And that is where, if you follow through the history, state capture came from. when from the Tulu House, orders will be issued, and people have to be like voting cows just to vote. It's command, vote, you are a slave of corruption, you don't have a voice, you can't exercise your will, you can't exercise your ethical and moral values, or even your oath of office. We're not going to allow it here. Everybody who's here, if we can't convince you this is the direction to go, you're welcome to vote the way you want to vote. And it doesn't mean you're out of the coalition. It just means we have failed to lobby each other and convince each other and may the best plan win. So it's not going to be a coalition of gun, you don't do this, you are out, fire this one. No, we don't want that. We honor the oath of office first and foremost. We honor the constitution of the land. And we are going to convince each other to say, this is the direction, let's vote that way. And whenever you see us voting together, it's because all of us in our conscience, we know this is the right thing to do.
Then this leads then to my next question, which is about the DA's governance. They've lost the mayoral seat, they've lost the council speaker seat. Is this a reflection on their own inability to govern, or what are the issues?
You are spot on. It's the inability to govern, and it's not the first time they lose it. Remember 2016, they were here in a coalition in the city of Joburg. They lost it exactly the same way. The arrogance, the dominance, the supremacy, really thinking you have won election when you did not. Your inability to work with others, to take away your white supremacy and understand that we are in a democratic constitutional country that our founding fathers fought for. And all of us have a part to play. We bring something to the table. You value each and every person. For you to stand up and say, because you are a one-seat party, 0.003%, we don't need your vote, we don't need your voice. What you are basically saying in the face of the residents of Joburg, those 10,000 people that voted for me in Chovicho, in Orange Farm, in Alex, they don't matter. They must not get services. They must not get water. So your mother, your grandmother, your sister, your cousin who's sitting somewhere in a deep slot in Ivory Park, because they fall in the 0.3, they don't care. They are 22%. It addresses Sentin. It addresses Bryanston. We don't want that. They have to understand that the 0.003, it's somebody's mother, it's somebody's uncle, it's somebody's young man, it's somebody's parent that needs attention, that needs to be serviced. And we understand that as this coalition.
And there were shenanigans mentioned by the mayor that would be unrevealed within time. Do you know anything about that?
Look, case in point, the first shenanigan is what we dealt with in the last council meeting where we asked the mayor of Joburg, Dr. Mpho Phalatse. That motion of no confidence had passed programming. It should have been administered the same day we did the motion of Vasco da Gama. If Councillor Vasco da Gama didn't hide information that legal had given to him. And the reason we had to do it as an extraordinary, because the legal team, when I was being briefed, said, look, this is the information we presented to the speaker. But when the councillors were asking, he said, no, he didn't have it. He was lying. And that, to me, you broke your oath of office. Those are some of the shenanigans that the public need to understand. Maladministration, a lot of concealing of info to protect one another because they are DA, etc. Hence, this coalition is saying we are sharing power. I'm COPE. I have no interest in the SA, in the ANC or in the EFF or in the PA. My interest is to do my job, hold everybody accountable, serve the residents of the city of Joburg. If the mayor is going to do something wrong, I will not hesitate to call him to order. If anybody, any MMCs are not doing what they're supposed to do, I will not hesitate. I'm not here to protect any T-shirt, any party. I'm here to serve the residents, and we agree on that, all of us, to say what we are here for, the values that bind us together. It's not economic interdependence like the previous coalition. It's more than that, deeper than that. We understand the plight of our people. We know that according to what the Freedom Charter says, the Constitution says, there has to be justice for everybody. Eldos, Jovicho, Orange Farm, Alex, Dipswood, Ivory Park. There's going to be work. There must be bread. There must be salt for all.
All right. Thank you very much. Council Speaker in the city of Johannesburg, one of two positions that are proving winds of change within the city of Johannesburg. The other, of course, is Dada Morero being sworn in as the new mayor of the city of Johannesburg, leaving the Democratic Alliance wounded in the city.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Aviwe Mtila, for bringing us that update. And of course, the DA has indicated that they won't be taking this lying down, that